Hi Gemini, welcome to your February 2019 love reading. It's Rena here. It's raining here. I keep thinking about that person who said it's raining here. No, Rena. So then I stopped saying that because I didn't want people to say it keeps raining over there. So anyway. I'm shuffling the cards. I'm back with my Morgan Greer deck, so I just want to show you the backs of these cards. That's what made me fall in love with them. I fall in love with the backs. Boy, it seems like I'm getting that card. Four of Pentacles over and over again. I don't know what's up with that. And the Hierophant. The Hierophant keeps making an appearance lately, too. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Four of Pentacles, and I don't know if this is true. I should look this up, though, but I always associate of all the earth signs this card with Taurus, because I always think, well, okay, Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and the fact that 4, if we think of the month, is April, and that's a Taurus month. Now that is, you know, completely stretching it a bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll see, you know, when I look it up, if I'm right about that. But it's definitely earth energy, and in a general reading we would talk about somebody who is managing money in a way that is very efficient. It can mean somebody who's greedy. You know, I typically don't use that type of you know, interpretation for a love reading unless a person happens to be going through a divorce, a messy divorce, and money is at the is a central bone of contention. But I try to keep that out of it, you know, and just talk about relationships. If you're single, you may be looking for this type of relationship as a Gemini person. And I always think of Geminis as butterflies or moths. I think moths is even better because if there's a flying insect that's more hyper than a butterfly, it would be a moth. Now I know a moth probably is a butterfly, right? A form of a butterfly, but it seems like moths are very very flighty, and butterflies tend to kind of hang out somewhere for a while and then, you know, fly off somewhere. But in any case, there's an elusive quality to Gemini, and maybe that's because you're an air sign. And this is kind of like very grounded energy. So maybe there's a person that is helping to keep you, anchor you, or you're looking, if you're single, you're looking for that type of relationship. Let's just keep going. In the past position, we have the Nine of Swords, which is a card of anxiety. And maybe this, you know, for some reason I had in my mind a flash come in about somebody who is going through a lot of cycles where, you know, it doesn't work. They fall in love, they have this kind of excitement for a very brief period of time, and then one day they wake up and there's like this in the pit of their stomach. They know that they don't love this person, and that once again they have found themselves in a situation they want to extricate themselves from it. And I think, you know, with Gemini, it's always like doing the disappearing act. If you feel like somebody is breathing down your neck, they're trying to, you know, eat you alive in a sense, where they don't give you any breathing room and stuff like that. That can feel very uncomfortable, and that's what the anxiety can produce. But it could be just on your end. You know, I mentioned this before, the Peter Pan syndrome, but somebody wrote to me about that. One of you maybe, because I think I was talking about Gemini, and I forgot what they were telling me about that. But even with women, you know, that idea, female Geminis, very youthful, even when older, that sense of kind of a lot of curiosity and just kind of a lightness. But sometimes that lightness can lack substance unless you make a point of really getting to know a person inside out and sticking around long enough to do so. That's the key. And you might be, you may have like anxiety that sticking around is somehow going to make you lose your soul and just something that is just not true. But it's possible that you're one of the signs that needs to be single for the longest period of time. So if you are single right now, and like the Four of Pentacles, you're really thinking about, you know, I really feel like this is the time. I should be settling down. Realize that you may have other influences. Since you're Gemini, you may have Taurus energy, you may have Cancer energy that is prompting you to do that, like like Mars or Venus. And yet, you have to honor your sun sign first and foremost. At least I think so, because I think that is the heart of who we are in this lifetime. Not, you know, obviously in altogether, but in this incarnation, who we came here to be. I would say the sun sign has to be honored above all. And I think for people who have a lot of inner planets, maybe a lot of Geminis who have water and earth in their inner planets, and I'm even including the moon in this, you may feel a pull towards a domestic life and still yearn for freedom and feel that sense of confusion. And it just may be that you need time to have these adventures, and eventually and organically you will want to be like that Four of Pentacles and settle down. But don't do something because other people are doing it. You've just turned 30, or even you just turned 40, and you feel like you should do it. Do it when it's right for you. And actually, what we have here is the higher message. We have the High Priestess. And this is about tuning into your higher self and being passive. You know, be still and know. And you will be able to tell whether or not it's time to settle down. I've been getting this theme over and over again. I don't know why. I don't know why now versus last month or the month before that. I really don't know why I've been getting that. The only thing I can think of is because the transiting North Node is in Cancer, and Cancer is the fourth house of home and family. So that idea of the family is something in the collective with the transiting North Node, where we are all having to accept this theme in our life for the next year and a half. And of course the eclipses are going to fall into place with Cancer and Capricorn. So, you know, you may be coming from a negative relationship and now you feel like very solid within yourself. And with the High Priestess, if you still have somebody that you are, I was going to say sweet on, and you know, that's an old-fashioned word, but somebody that you care about, that is, you know, that is not good for you, that has, you know, with the Nine of Swords, maybe they have created anxiety in your life. The High Priestess could say that you still have, maybe there's things that are still secret about this that you'll find out. And we even have this character in the challenge position, the Knight of Wands. This is the one who can't settle down, could be a womanizer, and is associated with Sagittarius, your opposite sign. However, the other fire signs are Leo and Aries. I was associated with Aries. And this person may be exacerbating your anxiety because they have their own anxiety, I think. And, you know, one of the things, I know there's a saying that goes along with this. I can't think of what it is. But when you're looking for something and you are with someone that can't provide it, you're looking in the wrong place. So it really doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like barking up the wrong tree. So if you're really ready to settle down, and you know for sure you are, pick somebody that you can do this with. What's coming in is represented by the Five of Pentacles, and this is a card that connects with, you know, lack consciousness. And so this is something that you need to work on. If you're someone who, but of course that could be, you know, again with the, that could be Taurus energy, number 5. So I said 4 and 5. Well, what months are Taurus with Pentacles? April and May. And I got both of them. So it's almost like saying, yes, it is a Taurus. And if there are any of you who are dealing with a Taurus person, this is kind of an interesting match because Geminis tend to be kind of brainy and verbal, and Taurus, I always say meat and potatoes, you know, very basic, but not saying that in a bad way. Uncomplicated is a more polite way of putting it. And so it would be interesting to know what kind of common ground you would have with a Taurus individual. But in any case, looking out for how you know, what you tell yourself about your ability to attract the partner that is right for you. You may be kind of a naysayer, where you're not looking at this positively and you are acting like, oh, you know, maybe if you're a certain age, you think that you can't find somebody else. And that's not true. As I've said before, you know, I mean, there are some people who they've been married multiple times and then they end up staying married for decades. I've seen it myself, looking at Wikipedia, looking at some movie stars, and seeing the list of it. I'm like, God, they've been married that many times, and then the last person they were married to for 30 years. And it's like, whoa, that must have been their soulmate. And they had to go through all those other people to get to their soulmate. So you have to tell yourself a new story. Don't tell yourself the story of the Nine of Swords, where you've come from. You may have a sob story. You may have a harrowing tale that you could tell, but you don't have to tell. Because if you change, then that story is obliterated. It becomes fiction, not in your reality anymore. The outcome is a Hierophant. This is a conservative card, you know. As I said, it's connected to Taurus. I connected to Sag, and you know, here we go here. But in any case, this is a card of convention, conforming to tradition, It may be that you are someone who has had your head turned by the Knight of Wands, and you really feel a strong pull towards that person, but you know that they're not good for you. You know that they're not going to lead to anything but more anxiety in your life, and that you don't want that drama. You want stability. So you're choosing kind of a conventional life and a stable partner. Now, whether or not you have one in February is a different story. February is a time like the time that is where your 5th house lights up is going to be, I would say, in March and April, when you're going to have full moons in the 5th house. So in February, you are looking at your life, and maybe you are seeing that in the past you made choices that ended up creating strife for you, and you're looking for a different way. And that's all that matters. And the High Priestess is about looking within, looking at yourself, not looking at what the other person did or didn't do, but kind of like really being in touch with your higher self to see things from a larger perspective in order to, you know, have compassion for the other person, even if they did something that was not okay. Still having respect for them and wishing them well as you move on your journey in life, and looking, you know, on your quest for someone who you feel is going to be stable. Again, this could be a Taurus, who knows. But anyway, I'm running out of juice, so let me say goodbye to you. I can plug it in if I want. Okay, there I go. And if you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Have a great month, Gemini. Take care. Bye.